Rest in the Sabbath state. One of the most prominent new feelings experienced when people first begin my path into conscious creation was the sense of Sabbath. This was especially true with manifestations that feels large or important. Things like a specific person, changes in wealth and lifestyle, and changes in look all occurred after a period of seemingly intense mental activity, followed by a stark sense of apathy. Many people are concerned about this carelessness. We can be concerned that our lack of desire or ability to continue completing the mental work is preventing us from manifesting. We may be concerned that we aren't thinking about it as frequently as we used to, and that when we do, we don't seem to care one way or the other. We may be confused about what we're experiencing and believe we've simply given up. Or, maybe most worrying of all, we may believe that we no longer desire our manifestation. If you've experienced this or are experiencing it now, realize that it's natural and, for the sake of manifestation, beneficial. The Sabbath, as described by Neville Goddard, is a state of mental rest. In the Bible, the figurative day of rest signifies one thing. You have seen your creation as God. It's also quite good. The Sabbath, this apathy for your goal, signifies that your subconscious believes it to be true. The subconscious mind makes no distinction between what is seen in the physical world and what is seen in the mind's eye. She only absorbs data and recreates it in the physical realm. When we see something to be true, we get uninterested in the concept, and our desire to undertake mental labor drops dramatically. In my personal experience, I usually have a vivid dream about my manifestation just before entering a condition of mental rest, a few days at most. While sleeping dreams aren't required for manifestation, I value them since they indicate that my subconscious has been impressed by my desire and believes it to be true. It's no surprise that after dreaming about my desire, I no longer wish for it to materialize. Consider it this way: you have something valuable and precious right now. It could be your home, your partner, a piece of clothing, a beloved pet, a job or school attendance, or a variety of other beautiful things. It was probably a great delight to have it when it was shiny and fresh. But, over time, you grew accustomed to that house, that item of clothing, or that lovely cat. You still adore the object. You still value the object. However, you have no desire for it. You don't think about it on a regular basis. It's a commonplace, lovely thing you have that no longer thrills you but still makes you happy. On a subconscious level, your indifference merely signifies that your desire has become normal to you. You might still prefer it, but you wouldn't waste time trying to get something you already have. As the physical world catches up, your subconscious recognizes this and reflects it in your feelings. That isn't to say that our goal will fully eliminate all mental experiences. Actually, the reverse is true. Although it is believed that we must rest in order to make the Sabbath holy, this does not imply that we must never think about our desires, quit our mental diet, or stop envisioning. All of this may and should be done for as long as it feels natural, as long as you're still in the Sabbath and ready to embrace the physical manifestation of your wish. The excitement you would feel if you had your desire would be subtle, perhaps not as exciting as considering it out of your league, but then the positive side is that you wouldn't feeling the lack. Manifestation is a paradox that requires reconciliation of two extreme opposites whereby they negotiate with one another, settling to a sweet spot. The idea of Sabbath is that what used to be considered mental work has evolved into mental play. Techniques are no longer a means to a goal on the Sabbath, but rather a pleasurable experience that makes you feel good. It's best to stick to their mental diet and let everything else flow naturally. Enjoy your imaginative adventures, knowing that they are more accurate than your physical ones. If you don't, that's fine, too, because you already have your wish. Imagination often becomes a lot more spontaneous and doubts creep in less often. And even when they do, they seem a lot less intense and manageable. When it comes to mental relaxation, one thing to bear in mind is that it cannot be imposed. The Sabbath begins when the labor is completed, not a second earlier or later. You can't hold on to the Sabbath's absence and expect it to appear. The remainder will arrive when, albeit unseen, the manifestation is complete, and only when the manifestation is complete. If you don't feel rested right now, remember that it will come with time, and that's fine. I understand that a lot of experienced content creators ask viewers to embody this state as if it would permanently take over just because you have watched a video. But, quite honestly, it takes practice and the daily work needs to be put in order to notice changes in one's mindset. I'm talking about stable changes that is subtle and automatic, and they're not the kind of knowing that comes after getting reassurance. The subconscious mind has some strong gates that is not easy to penetrate immediately, because of security purposes. Imagine what would have happened if all it took was a single affirmation just one time to change your beliefs. Then you would just keep changing your beliefs all the time. The subconscious mind resists changes to a healthy extent, else creation would be chaotic. I personally feel that this topic is rarely discussed, as it is a lot rarer for people to face issues in this state, because most of us have trouble getting here in the first place. When the Sabbath arrives, remember that it is beneficial to your desires. As long as you choose, rather than want/need, your manifestation, delight in the fact that it is yours.